Once upon a time, in a beautiful kingdom, there was a princess whose beauty was known far and wide. Men traveled from all corners of the world just to win her heart. But there was one problem: no man, no matter how wealthy or handsome, could convince her to marry him. Why? Because the princess was proud of her beauty, proud of her status. But what happens when a man, pretending to be something he's not, wins her heart? This is the story of how Princess Amara married a man she thought was a prince, only to learn the shocking truth later. Let's find out. Princess Amara was known as the most beautiful woman in the entire kingdom. Her radiant skin, sparkling eyes, and graceful presence made her the envy of every woman and the desire of every man. But despite all her admirers, Amara was proud, and no man seemed worthy of her. Men came from every corner of the world, each one offering riches and kingdoms to win her heart. They knelt before her, promising her the world. But Amara, with a haughty smile, rejected them all. No one could meet her standards. And so it went, day after day. Amara's pride kept her from seeing the truth, that perhaps she was looking for the wrong things. Then one day, a man named Kofi arrived in the kingdom. Kofi was very poor, but he was determined to get the princess. But how? He planned to disguise himself to attract the princess. Kofi spent the next few days crafting his appearance. From a local tailor, he borrowed a silken robe embroidered with gold. From the village jeweler, he took a golden necklace that gleamed like the sun. He gathered every accessory he could find to make himself look like a man of unimaginable wealth. With his new look, Kofi transformed from a poor man into a mysterious prince from a far-off land. At last, Kofi was ready, cloaked in wealth that wasn't his own. He looked every part the dashing nobleman, and he knew exactly what he needed to do next: win the heart of the princess with promises as glittering as his disguise. Kofi saw Princess Amara at a grand ball and knew this was his chance. He introduced himself with confidence and spoke of the vast riches he owned.
Princess Amara, I have heard of your unmatched beauty. I come from a distant land, and I possess great wealth, gold, jewels, palaces, and everything a princess could desire. I would be honored to share it all with you. Princess Amara, tales of your beauty have traveled far, and now that I see you, I understand why they say no riches could match your splendor. I am Kofi, a prince from a distant land, one that holds treasures you could scarcely imagine. Palaces, jewels, and gardens of gold. If you would be my bride, all of it could be yours.
Your words are bold, stranger, and your wealth sounds extravagant. But many have made promises. How do I know yours are real? Princess Amara replied shyly. Kofi, leaning in, voice full of allure, come with me, and you shall see. I am a man of my word, and I promise you, princess, that with me, your life will be nothing short of a dream. Despite all the men who had courted her, Amara now found herself falling for Kofi, whose promises of wealth seemed too good to be true. But she didn't care. She was blinded by the idea of living in luxury. Days passed, and Kofi continued to charm Princess Amara with tales of his fortune. He spoke of grand palaces, servants at his command, and riches beyond imagination. Finally, Kofi proposed to her. Kofi, speaking, with a confident smile, Princess Amara, will you marry me? Together, we will live a life of wealth and splendor. I promise you everything you could ever want. Princess Amara, speaking, smiling, yes, Kofi, I believe in you. Let's marry and live the life of luxury you've promised me. Amara, blinded by her desire for wealth, agreed to marry Kofi without hesitation. Little did she know, the man standing before her wasn't as rich as he claimed to be. After the wedding, Amara excitedly followed Kofi to his hometown. She imagined a grand palace waiting for her, filled with servants, treasures, and jewels. But as they traveled, something didn't seem right. The roads grew narrower, and the surroundings became less lavish. When they finally arrived at Kofi's village, Amara was shocked. There were no grand palaces, no gold, no servants. The village was simple, poor, and dusty. Kofi's home was no more than a small hut, and there was no sign of the riches he had promised. Kofi, where are the riches you promised me? This is not what I imagined. What is this place? She asked in confusion. Kofi, speaking, with regret, I never had those riches. Princess, I only wanted to win your heart. I dressed in fine clothes, borrowed money, and spoke of wealth to make you fall in love with me. Amara, I am sorry. I never meant to deceive you so deeply. My love for you was real, but I should never have hidden the truth. It was then that Amara realized the truth. Kofi had never been a prince. He had been lying to her the entire time. He was a poor man who had borrowed everything just to win her love. All the wealth he promised her was nothing but a lie. Princess, I have no riches. I am but a simple man, a villager with nothing but the clothes on my back. I borrowed these clothes, these jewels, just to win your heart. I am sorry, but this is my true home. Princess Amara's heart sank as she understood the truth. The man she had married was no prince. He had lied, deceived her with borrowed wealth and false promises. Everything he had offered her was a mirage. And then, as if adding salt to her wounds, the villagers came, one by one, to reclaim the items Kofi had borrowed. The princess watched helplessly as her new life of supposed wealth crumbled before her eyes. Princess Amara, sobbing bitterly, "What have I done? How could I have been so foolish? My pride, my greed blinded me." In that moment, Princess Amara understood the price of her vanity. She had overlooked the many noble men who had come to her with sincere hearts, seeking only her love. Instead, she had chosen a man with empty promises, all for the sake of wealth and luxury. And now, she was left with nothing but regret. I was so wrong, Kofi. I let my pride blind me. I wanted wealth, but I never stopped to see the truth. Now look where I am. As she wept, Amara realized the true value of a person is not in their wealth or appearance, but in their heart. But it was too late. Kofi had shown her kindness and love, but she had only seen the promise of riches. Amara spent the rest of her days in Kofi's village, learning that wealth cannot buy happiness. She worked with the villagers, humbled by the lessons she had learned. She had been blinded by her pride and her desire for wealth, but now she understood that love, honesty, and hard work are worth far more than riches. In the end, Princess Amara learned the greatest lesson of all. Wealth is fleeting, but true love and humility last forever. Sometimes, we must lose everything to realize what really matters. Princess Amara lost her dream of wealth but gained the wisdom of true love. And though she couldn't change her past, she could build a new future, a future built on kindness, honesty, and a heart that no amount of gold could ever replace. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for part 2, and for more timeless tales.